Maggie just put it, next month, people across the United States are in for a very special treat as a solar eclipse will be visible across the entire country. From coast to coast, people will soon see the moon slowly move in front of the sun, blocking some of its light into a partial eclipse. But for more than 31 million people across 15 states, they will see the moon completely cover the sun in a total solar eclipse, briefly turning day into night. And there's no better person to come with us today to speak about this than NASA expert Dr. Patrick Cohen. Good morning to you, and how are you? Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
No, thanks so much for joining us. This is a big deal, right? Wouldn't you say?
Oh, yo, I would say this is a big deal. Eclipses happen regularly, but most of the time they don't happen where anyone can see them. So the fact that it's heading right across the middle of the country is a fantastic opportunity.
Yeah, and there are different types of eclipses. Tell us a little bit about how this one will be so different.
Well, this is going to be if you're in the path of totality, you're going to see a total solar eclipse. So the moon will be completely covering the sun, and all you'll be able to see is the corona. It's that wispy outermost layer of the sun's atmosphere. It's going to turn day into night, and we're expecting, of course, temperatures to change, animals to start behaving differently, and so on. If you're not in the path of totality, you're still going to get a great show. That'll be a partial solar eclipse. So the moon will only partially block the light coming from the sun. You'll still see the light change. You'll still see the temperature go down a bit. It won't be quite as intense as it is at totality. But the primary difference is how you can view those two events. We're really emphasizing safety, so using these special solar viewing glasses is really important during the partial phases of the eclipse. During totality, you can actually take them off and see them.
Oh, great advice there. And you mentioned animals. Tell me a little bit about how this will impact wildlife.
Well, the wildlife mostly will all of a sudden think it's becoming nighttime. So birds will return to roost. You may see bats flitting about. The animals in wooded areas, we imagine animals would be returning back to their homes. Essentially, they think it's bedtime. And then 4 minutes later, it's morning again. So they'll get up, and so we're expecting bird song to change and things like that.
Great advice there. And I noticed that you put out those glasses for those who probably need to grab a batch. Where can they pick those up from?
Actually, I have been seeing these in grocery stores even. You can get them at libraries, museums, and a number of places, but depending on where you are, you probably can walk down to the local grocery store and pick them up. If you don't have them, there are other safe ways that you can view the eclipse using a pinhole camera. Take a piece of paper, poke a hole in it, you're good to go.
Oh, that's pretty easy there. Today is International Women's Day. How have women been a part of solar studies?
Women have been part of science for a long time, and in solar studies, even more so. In fact, it was a woman that discovered that the sun was primarily hydrogen. I can push that even a little bit further and say the Dr. Nikki Fox, who is the associate administrator for the Science Mission Directorate. That's the science arm of NASA. She and I actually started at NASA on the same day. She was the division director of heliophysics back then, and now she has moved up to AA.
All right,
So
what day?
we're fiercely proud of her.
Great. So, for those who are interested in learning more before the big day, how can they better prepare themselves to just become more involved and engulfed in what they should expect?
Well, the best place to go to see what to expect and see what kind of events are going on is go.nasa.gov/eclipse 2024. There's a place on the in there. In fact, you could even type in your zip code. It'll give you what time the eclipse starts, what time it ends, and all of the other good stuff. Depending on where you are, there are NASA sponsoring events all along the eclipse path. So we're really hoping people just get out and take a moment to experience this singular event.
Oh, great advice and things there. Was there anything else that you wanted to discuss that I did not ask you today?
Well, we touched on it, the safety of viewing an eclipse. If you look at the sun with unprotected eyes, the retinas will get damaged very, very quickly. But with these special glasses that you can pick up, they block the vast majority of light coming in from the sun. So during the partial portion of the eclipse, or if you're just seeing a partial eclipse during that period, you got to have those on. But during totality, you can actually take those off. But if you're not in the path of totality, please don't take them off. They have to stay on to keep your eyes safe.
Great advice. That was Dr. Patrick Cohen with NASA Research. Thanks so much for speaking with us today. Looking forward to chatting with you again in the future.
Thanks for